Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Q programming. Today we'll be talking about scope of variables in Python. This is in regard to the CBSE curriculum of computer science, the first chapter functions, and we're going to discuss about scope of variables. Let's get into it. So what is the scope of a variable? It's nothing but it's a property of a variable that tells the interpreter where the program can access said variable. Alright? So broadly, there are two kinds of scopes that a variable can possess, a local scope or a global scope. So a local scope is when you define a variable inside a function, it by default has a local scope and it can only be accessed or changed inside the function. But a global scope, on the other hand, can be accessed outside the function as well and anywhere in the program, as a matter of fact. Alright, a local scope does not require any keywords and just are defined normally the way you define variables. But a global scope requires this global keyword. We're going to see how to do that. So first, let's just define a simple function. Alright, and we are going to set its value. We're going to name a variable x. We're going to define a variable x inside it, and we're going to set its value to 5. And for now, we're going to print this value. Alright, now I'm defining x outside the function first. Okay, and I'm just going to print it as well. Then I will call the function and I will print this variable x again, right? Now this x outside is global, it's accessible anywhere in the program, but the specific x inside this function is local to the function. So whatever changes happen inside the function to that x which is local to the function will not affect the value of x outside the function. So if I run this code, see, it prints 7, 5 and 7. So here it printed 7 because that is the value of x that we just defined. Inside the function call, we give a print statement to print the local x, which is 5, but the value of x did not actually get changed. So the global value of x is still 7. So ultimately it will still print 7. So try to understand what is happening here and how this works. Alright. Now let's talk about the global keyword. So a global keyword is just basically used if you want that your global variable can be accessed inside the function as well, or you want to define a global variable inside the function whose value can be changed outside. So I'm going to take this code, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to paste it here. Alright, and I think this is marked down. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to remove this, and we're going to make this x that we define inside the function a global variable. So how to do that is if we just add a global keyword and we add x in front of it. So this is what I'm telling my interpreter through this is that I want the value of x that I define here to affect the global variable x. So here x becomes global. Alright, so if I run this, you will see it prints 7, 5 and 5 because here after doing the function call, immediately it changed the value of the global variable of x to 5. So after that also when we printed x, it printed 5. Now objectively observe the difference between the two codes here and here. Up here we didn't really use the global keyword. So when we printed the value of x after calling the function, the value of x globally did not actually change. So it still printed 7. But here on the other hand, it printed 5 because we actually changed the global value of x. We defined the variable x inside the function as a global variable. Alright. So this is all really there is. You just need to practice these kind of things when it comes in problems, and you can just find a lot of problems in these. So yeah, that's kind of it for my video right now. If you thought this was a good way to revise, please like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more such content. And this, after finishing scope of variables, we are now officially done with the functions chapter. You can refer to the notes in our GitHub repository and the Jupyter notebooks that I have worked on in this video, and all the previous videos are there in a GitHub repository. Both the links are in the description below. Go check it out. And soon enough, now since functions is done, Samarth, the co-founder, will start making videos on file handling soon. So stay tuned and thank you for watching.